It's a rainy morning and I've got some new followers, quite a few actually, and my videos seem to be, well, one of them has triggered a lot of people. So I thought I would introduce myself. I'm a psychic medium, tarot card reader. I'm also a coach. I teach people how to be unafraid to be themselves. Because that's what I am, and some people don't like me, and I don't mind. Well, the four agreements, that's one of the things. Don't take anything personally. And somehow I skipped the part about my van journey. I didn't ever want to live in a van or travel in a van, but my intuition in the middle of 2023 was to hire my friend's van, and now I live in a almost 7-meter long Mercedes Sprinter, and it's the best thing I've ever done. Got rid of my motorbike and all my furniture and pretty much everything I owned, and I've never been happier. I love my life. It just is difficult in a van. It's very, very hot sometimes very, very cold. The weather affects you all the time. I don't like crowded places. I prefer to be in quiet places. I prefer to be in nature, by the ocean or in the bush or in the countryside. Anyway, I realise I forgot some of these things. My van journeys turned out differently to what I imagined. But I'm choosing to be in Newcastle, New South Wales, where I grew up and haven't lived for more than 40 years. But I'm here for my 91-year-old mum. And yes, family. Learning a lot about aged care and older people, and I have friends of, I'm meeting lots of people. I have friends of all different ages. The eldest is 102 in May. Yes, and I've just recently met some young boys, 15 and 18, that really, relatives of a friend of mine, and I really have a lot of hope now in the future, because I didn't before. I just turned 60 in November last year. I don't believe I'm 60. I don't feel 60. I don't know what that means, but I know in my experience, for me in my life, probably feeling more young and vibrant than I have in years. I exercise a lot, particularly Pilates. I could go to a great place in Newcastle. I'm not telling you where, because it's hard enough to get in as it is. They don't need more people going there. Oh yeah, I just fixed my website with a friend's help. Unfortunately, the guy who developed it lost interest. Even though I paid him to fix it, he didn't. So he did, but he didn't completely. So the other 19 things I emailed him about, my friend helped me. And I was able to do it myself with her guidance. So I won't be charging him, paying him $600 a year to manage my website after this one runs out. Apparently you don't, it's just for the hosting, and that's a little bit expensive. But you don't know till you know, right? My life was very, very different 3 years ago, and even more so about 10 years ago. I've just been writing, and it just hasn't stopped. I used to judge people like myself. I would never talk to someone in a van. I would think that they were less than me because they weren't wealthy, or I had a very 5-star life, and was very narrow-minded. Now I talk to anybody, and there's some amazing people out there. Everyone has a story, and I get told a lot of stories. People tell me things that they've never told anyone before, and they say that I've never told anyone before. And sometimes that's good for them to let it go. Yeah, I help people in general in life. I also stuff things up and make mistakes, or I call them lessons, but connections with people, friendships, and then something changes and they vanish. They end up, I cut them off, they cut me off. We just drift apart. That's life. I'm making some really good friends here in Newcastle area, and I'm not going to be here for years and years on end. Well, I can't imagine so. My mum's 91. I don't know how long I'll be here for. I could be here for years. Who knows? But yeah. Most of my close friends are either in New Zealand that I've met online through a friend, and also the Sunshine Coast, Northern Rivers, kind of New South Wales area, Gold Coast area. But I also know people everywhere I've been, pretty much. I make connections pretty easily. There's a lot of people in my life, a lot of messages on Messenger, on Instagram, emails. I love to dance. I love live music. I love music. I've always got the soundtrack on, but if you put music on Instagram, it's okay, but if you put it on YouTube, they ban your videos because of copyright, but not on Instagram or Facebook. So I don't understand. I'm just learning as I go. So I've not had so much interaction with all of these apps. I actually use a new one for music. I'll have to talk about that, but it has its limitations. But I'd rather pay Quobuzz than Spotify. That man is investing in building drones to kill people, to target people. Yeah. Like, that's a good thing. Anyway, there's so much hate and war in this world. I don't focus on that. I focus on love and the people around me and helping others, particularly now that I've done this mediumship and have confidence in that. I know a lot of people don't believe in life after death, but I get messages from people who have passed, and it's beautiful. The biggest one the other day was the man who died horrifically, and suddenly I had a major fall. But anyway, he said, "Remember me for how I lived, not how I died." Because everyone was focusing on that it was young or ish, and it was like horrific, kind of sudden, like here one minute, gone the next. But focus on how he lived, not how he died. And love, they always express their love. Anyway, it's a wonderful gift I've developed. I'm still in the middle of towards the end of a psychic development course. So more skills, and a lot of people might not believe in these kind of things, but those who do, welcome. Anyway, yes, my life was very different, and it is very different. I don't have a shower in my van. I have running water, but I don't use the sink because I'd only have to empty the bottle underneath, so I just throw it out the door, basically, or in the toilet. I fill up with water every week, roughly. I have enough solar panels and a big enough inverter to run for several days without moving, but I rarely stay still because of being in Newcastle and going to my mum and my Pilates class, and some places you can't stay all day. I free camp a lot of the time because Newcastle has only not that many caravan parks, and they're always full, and they're not in good locations, and quite often I'm gone. Get return at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something and leave again at 10, so there's not really much point having a caravan park, paying for a caravan park. I do pay for them at times, but generally not. Free camping is fun. You meet more people too. I helped a couple that had come from the UK. They were hiring a van similar to mine, although mine's homemade, and they home built. They had arrived from Sydney and gone to the Blue Mountains, and a day later they were in the Port Stephens area, so they can't really be seen very much, and they were nervous about staying the night. And the places I go, you don't get hassled being there for the night. Nobody hassles you at all. So I gave them tips for going up the East Coast as well. I help where I can. Anyway, that's a bit of a rambling about a few things. I've been writing more. I started to write and put it on my website as musings. And maybe some of this will come out. Because, yeah, I thought by now I would be well on my way to travelling around Australia wherever my intuition took me. But I'm choosing to be here. Since I got back from celebrating my birthday late in November, I have been in Newcastle area, and I'm not leaving anymore until I feel it's okay to leave, which is not now. Anyway, yeah, I'm here to help people, and I'm helping out my mum. She doesn't really like to drive, but she can, but she doesn't like to, so every couple of days I'm driving her somewhere, or we're going out to lunch, or I'm trying to weave that in around my work, and at times it's very challenging to live your life on the road, let alone working and assisting and visiting Mum. Sometimes it's exhausting. Oh, yeah. And I've been talking about manners lately. My mum is, it's a people in their 80s and 90s have qualities that are being lost, and I don't want them lost. Manners and gentlemen. Men that know how to be gentlemen. None of that bloody feminist stuff. It's so nice to be treated like a lady. There's some real gentlemen out there I've met. It's a lost art, and I think it needs to come back. I feel it needs to come back. Masculine men and gentlemen. Not in a derogatory way. Not at all. They don't mean it that way. It's just a certain standards that we used to have that are gone from this world, or fading from this world, and I'm going to make sure they don't by talking about them. I encourage them in other people. Anyway, I've got work to do. That's probably enough for now, but yeah, come along for the ride if you want, but if you don't want to, don't. I do some crazy stuff, but I love the ocean and cold showers unless it's winter, and I shower outdoors in a bikini most days after a swim, or not, depending. I haven't gone in the ocean today. Anyway, I've got to work soon, so Much love to all.